Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we have some massive news that so many of you have been waiting for, and it's finally happening in a way that is impossible to ignore. We're talking about the Iraqi Dinar, the long-awaited revaluation, and how major banks are now preparing as we enter a critical timeline that could see the IQD unfold as early as Monday. Now, I want to make this very simple and clear, like we're just talking one-on-one. No jargon, no hype, just real talk about what's happening, why it matters, and what you need to know. So, let's start with the basics. The IQD, the Iraqi Dinar, has been something people have been holding for years, hoping for a revaluation that could significantly change its value. Many of you bought in at low rates, watched the news, followed forums, and waited patiently, or in some cases anxiously, for signs that the revaluation could finally occur. And now those signs are getting stronger. Major banks are actively preparing. Systems are being updated, staff are being trained, protocols are being aligned, and that's a huge signal that the process is moving forward. And we may be entering the timeline that so many have been waiting for. I know that some of you are feeling a mix of emotions: excitement, anticipation, hope, and maybe a little nervousness. That's completely normal. After years of waiting, any signal like this can feel overwhelming, but it's important to take a step back and understand exactly what it means. When major banks prepare for something like the IQD, it's not casual, it's not speculation, it's action. It's systems being updated, staff being trained, and processes being tested to handle the impact of a potential revaluation. That is very real. Now, let's talk about why this is happening right now. Financial systems operate on time. Banks have schedules, central banks have approvals, and international coordination is required. The fact that we're hearing about preparations and that Monday has been mentioned as part of a critical timeline is significant. It doesn't mean the revaluation is guaranteed on that day, but it does mean that the infrastructure is being put in place to allow it to happen as soon as all approvals are finalized. That's a big deal because it shows that the wheels are in motion. And this isn't just another rumor or prediction. For those holding the Iraqi Dinar, this is both exciting and important because it provides clarity. For years, many people have wondered when the revaluation would happen. They've waited, watched, and in some cases felt anxious. Now, with major banks preparing and timelines being discussed, there is a sense of movement. The process is no longer theoretical, becoming operational. That gives people the ability to plan, strategize, and make informed decisions when the time comes. I know some of you are asking, what exactly should I do right now? The best answer is preparation. Take a deep breath, review your holdings, make sure your plans are in place, understand how your bank or financial institution will handle the revaluation when it occurs, and most importantly, remain patient. Acting impulsively in moments of excitement can lead to mistakes. Acting with clarity, confidence, and a plan will always serve you better. Let's talk about the significance of major banks preparing. Banks don't adjust systems or train staff for small events. Preparing for a revaluation is a massive undertaking. It involves internal systems, customer service protocols, compliance checks, and coordination with central banks. That means when you hear that major banks are preparing, it's more than just a signal. It's evidence that the process is real and that movement is happening at a very high level. But now I want to address the emotional side of this. Many people have been holding Dinar for years with hope and patience. This news can bring a rush of excitement and a surge of hope. That's natural and understandable, but it's also essential to stay grounded. Hope is powerful, but combining hope with clear thinking and preparation is what makes it effective. Don't let excitement push you into hasty decisions. Take your time, plan your approach, and be ready to act when the timing is right. Some people might feel impatient. They might be asking, why Monday? Why not now? And here's the thing. Timelines in finance are rarely precise. There are approvals, checks, and multiple parties involved. The mention of Monday in the timeline is significant because it signals that preparations are reaching a stage where action could occur soon. It doesn't mean the revaluation is instantaneous, but it means that the final steps are likely being completed and the moment of action could be near. For those holding large amounts of dinner, this preparation is critical. It means that when the revaluation happens, systems will be in place to handle transactions smoothly. Staff will be trained to process transactions quickly and accurately. Communication channels will be active to inform clients of procedures, and compliance checks will ensure that everything is done according to regulations. This preparation is massive, and it's exactly what's needed for a smooth revaluation process. Now, let's focus on strategy for those holding dinner. The most important thing you can do right now is be prepared. Don't act out of fear or impatience. Review your holdings, know your amounts, understand the procedures at your bank, and when the revaluation occurs, acting calmly and with a plan will give you the best possible outcome. Clarity is your strongest asset right now. Some people might ask about risk. That's a valid concern. Large financial events always carry risk, but the fact that major banks are preparing reduces risk significantly. Systems are being tested, staff are trained, procedures are in place. That preparation ensures that when action occurs, it will be smoother and more reliable than if the revaluation were attempted without readiness. Another important point is community. Many people have been following this journey for years, waiting, hoping, sharing information, and analyzing updates. This is a moment where that community matters. Share insights with trusted friends or family, discuss strategies, and verify information through reliable sources. Collaboration can provide clarity and confidence during this critical time. Let's also talk about mindset. Excitement is natural, hope is powerful, but the strongest mindset combines hope with preparation and clarity. Stay grounded, focus on your plan, remain patient, and be ready to act when the timeline unfolds. This combination of emotion and strategy is what leads to the best outcomes. I want to emphasize the significance of institutional preparation again. When major banks prepare for a revaluation, it involves everything from internal systems updates to staff training to compliance verification. These preparations are not small. They signal that the revaluation is real, that it's being taken seriously, and that the infrastructure is in place for smooth execution. For anyone holding large or small amounts of dinner, this preparation is critical. It ensures that transactions can occur efficiently and safely. It reduces risk, it provides clarity, and it's a signal that the timeline being discussed is moving from speculation into operational reality. Now, some people may feel anxious about acting. That's normal. Big financial events create pressure, but the best way to handle it is with calm, informed action. Review your holdings, understand procedures, plan your steps, and when the moment arrives, execute with confidence. Acting in haste or under stress increases the chance of mistakes. Acting with clarity and preparation maximizes potential outcomes. Let's briefly talk about the global implications. When major banks prepare for a revaluation, it's a signal to the entire financial ecosystem. Other banks and financial institutions notice. International partners take note. The process becomes coordinated, which is essential for a smooth and successful revaluation. Now, for those of you who are newer to this topic, welcome. This is a historic moment in the journey of the Iraqi Dinar. Major banks preparing, timelines being discussed, and the operational infrastructure being put in place. All of this signals that we are moving closer to a potential revaluation event than ever before. I want to make something very clear. patience is still critical. While preparations are being finalized, the exact moment of revaluation is still dependent on approvals, coordination, and operational readiness. Acting prematurely can create unnecessary stress or errors. The key is to stay prepared, informed, and ready to act decisively when the official timeline unfolds. Finally, let's talk about opportunity. For those holding dinner, the combination of major banks' preparation and the timeline entering Monday signals that a significant moment may be near. By staying informed, reviewing your holdings, and preparing your strategy, you position yourself to act efficiently and confidently. This is a moment where clarity, preparation, and patience come together to create opportunity. Friends, this is a historic moment. Major banks are preparing, timeline is entering Monday, the Iraqi dinar revaluation is moving from speculation toward operational reality. Stay grounded, stay prepared,